Hello, and good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to MX Unleashed. Just as the motorcycle guy is pointing at the sign, this is indeed MX Unleashed. It is time for the next series. And it's going to be the Kicker 125cc Pro National Series. Okay, that's what it is. Alright. I was thinking about doing a different gear set for every sesh. And since we got a blue bike, why don't we pop on some blue? Rainbow Studios colors now. All up in the business. The business. The business. I don't know, I'm tired. We're going to Grand View. It is going to be a grand view, I'm sure. I'm sure it's going to be very nice. A very nice, grandiose view of this rundown, ramble-tamble shack in the middle of nowhere. At least the field is nice. That is a nice green field. I think there's a track called Greenfield too, which is interesting. So anyway, boom, let's go. So the last session was a whole lot of talking. I was very good about the whole random discussions to keep the audience's interest. I think it may have gone a little bit too far though. Some of those races, I did not need to show you the full length of them all, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. I also did a whole lot of pointless stunts during the races. There's really no reason to do stunts unless you're in freestyle mode, but then again, you know, it definitely makes for a more interesting race, to say the least. But in any case, we are back with some more MX Unleashed. And we are doing the thing. Boom. I feel like that's a little bit cheap there to be able to warp right back to your motorcycle and get double the points for it, right? I'm only doing the same stunts over and over because it's a lot more difficult to take your hand off the accelerator button to do the other things. But I'm just absolutely driving off right now. You can see that the game does not expect you to just take a 250cc bike into a 125cc race. But you see, the thing is that, well, that's easy. It's a lot easier this way. And the thing about it is that I just think the National Series are just way easier than the Supercross Series anyway. Most of these National races, I'll be able to get them first try. I'm not even going for a win every single race. It's just, you know, easier to win a championship when you win every single race, you know. It's just how it goes, you know. It's just a curious thing, that. Funny how that works. Oh my goodness, it's the final lap and I have an 8.5 second lead. Oh man. Wonder who's gonna win this one, guys. No, it's not gonna be me if I keep doing that. If you were ever wondering what a 13-second lead looks like, just take a look at them guys bouncing their way down the hill over there. Yeah, that was a bit of a walkover of a race, I'm not gonna lie. Onion is the ultimate champion. Yeah. Ooh. Hit the tree stump. Hate to see it. Alright, let's get the answer to the question. Just how many clutches did I manage to do? 46 preloads, 259 clutches. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Beautiful. Just gorgeous. I'm not going to save just because it takes so long. Pine Bluff. I mentioned this in the 10th anniversary review for this game, which is now, what? Oh my god, is that 7 years old? That video? Christ. But like, there's a lot of set pieces in these tracks that are really neat. And there's a lot of them in this game, or this track. Oh, timed it perfectly. I really don't need to time those launches perfectly. I feel like I'm already a bit overpowered as it is. It's the blue. It's absolutely the blue that's doing it. All the blue. The blue. It's just a great combo of colors, you know. All one color. Blue. Yeah, so this is Pine Bluff. It's actually a pretty short track. You know, a lot of these tracks are just never-ending. A lot of these tracks make you wonder why the default setting for the lap amount is 5. And why you would ever want to do such a thing. But no, we just got a nice 59-second lap there. Very cool. Very, very cool. I'm actually not winning by a lot right now. I'm only winning by 5. Well, then again, I did have a whole 3 laps to get out to a 13-second lead last time, so... That track was a little bit longer than this one. Did you see that snowman over there to the right? You probably can't even see it, honestly. Yeah, it's just a set piece. Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, I thought that would happen. Yeah, you cut even a little bit of the track. Even just a small, teensy, tiny bit. And the game says no. Like, there's absolutely no excuse for that. Game just making things inconvenient. It's a good thing I'm ridiculously overpowered. Otherwise, we might be in a bit of a bad situation right now if I was actually on an even playing ground. Yeah. I don't know, man. Am I not feeling it today? I don't know if I'm feeling the whole gameplay and commentary thing. Really haven't broken into the commentary part. I'm not going to win this race. Because of a terrible jump. Actually, it sounds like someone behind me died, so... Yes, I am going to win after all. Yay. Woo. Exciting times. Exciting times were had by all. 186 clutches. See, the track was just that short and no one else wrecked. That was a lie. The Rex was a lie. I heard a guy dying behind me and yet... Alright, whatever. Next. Slackjaw. What a name for a track. What a name for a track, indeed. Man, it is going to be a long session if I do not find something to talk about. Because I haven't recorded for like a week. What do I usually talk about? Hang on a second. We gotta consult the vault. The vault of old things that we've talked about. I don't know. It's goddamn gorgeous outside, I guess. Oh, I'm trying to not eat today, so I wasn't planning on going outside. Yeah, just ignore these jumps. No reason to even bother with them. You know, something I've noticed when I edit is that I usually go for the what usually stands out in me when I'm editing are the loudest things. So the highest peaks, there's just a giant, spike in the audio, because usually that means that something very interesting happened at that point. But the thing is that usually the biggest spikes are just me sneezing, and that makes me very annoying, because whenever I see one of those big spikes, I'm like, oh, that's probably a really good part. I'm probably going to want to watch this multiple times. No, it's just sneezing. It's like, you know what? I think I got the fastest lap time just then on the out lap. I don't know. Sometimes the track is actually shorter on the out lap, but most of the time it's not, so that makes things a little interesting. Just land a no-hander there just for no reason. I just felt a little risque there. No reason. No reason. Just going for gold over here, don't mind me. Whee. No, not we. That was a terrible landing. There was a PS2 game of Micro Machines, and for some reason this track reminds me of it. Just because of, I don't know, a swamp or something? I mean, saying like the Shrek game. I had Shrek 2 on PS2. And my sister had it on GameCube. Interestingly, I don't know if either of us have that game at this point. I don't know when I got rid of my Shrek 2 game. I think it was after like winning it for the 3rd time, and I'm like, you know what, this shit boring. But it's a lot like the Nicktoons Unite game, and actually, I remember getting Nicktoons Unite. I remember seeing the commercials for that, and I was like, yo, this might be the greatest video game ever released. Ever. And then I played it, and I'm like, wow, this is garbage. I don't know if I was just bad at it or something. It's a lot like Spider-Man Friend or Foe. There was a lot of really weird, you know, like, multi-character games. Like, GTA 5 was not the first game to do multiple protagonists. Let's just be perfectly clear about this. Let me be clear. Yeah, I think the outlap is just faster than the regular laps, because I don't even know where the finish line is, and I'm already up to almost the... Wow. Alright, so I'm just driving like shit right now. See, and yeah, that lap was 13 seconds longer than the outlap, yeah. Interesting, like this tree. I'm going backwards, cool. Still managed to come in clutch with the clutch, even though I started only like halfway through the race. 58 preloads. Sick. Yeah, but like I was saying, the Shrek 2 game, I should just buy that on eBay for like $2 and play it for the channel. I'll just play like, you know, I was gonna be the PS2 racing game YouTuber. You know, that's what I was gonna be. Before I became a NASCAR fucking YouTuber. Maybe I should be the movie game YouTuber now. Do I even own any movie games anymore? I got rid of Chicken Little. I think I still got the SpongeBob movie game, but like that's an actual game. It's not, because it was based off the Battle for Bikini Bottom, you know, because it already had that base. It was all about that base, in fact. This track is long. Look at this. Look at all these thrills and chills and twists and turns. And then there's a lot of, like, property games that are not movie games. So, you know, you have the Spider-Man PS1 game. And, like, they have absolutely nothing to do with the movies. There wasn't even, like, a Spider-Man cartoon at the time that was making the rounds or whatever. It was just entirely based off the comic books, and like I don't even have an actual Spider-Man comic book. I think I had one, like Walmart brand Spider-Man comic book, which was a good comic book, but like it wasn't like an actual, you know, like vintage, even official release from like Marvel or something, you know. Wow, lap 1 and my lead is 5.5 seconds. Brilliant. But like the Spider-Man PS1 games are actually like amazing. They are legendarily awesome. I've only ever completed the first one because the last time that I, you know, actually played, because I played the Spider-Man 2 game on like a live stream once, but like I didn't really get that far because I wasn't taking it seriously. Like the last time that I actually, you know, physically played the game had to have been at least 17 years ago, where we rented the game for a weekend, and by a weekend I mean 2 days, and I got to the mission with the plane, and I got stuck there, and I just could not progress. But I was like, you know, 7, so maybe something flew over my head there. Speaking of flying over my head, I'm jumping in a motorcycle. Speaking of motorcycles, the next thing that I was going to talk about has absolutely nothing to do with motorcycles. I watched JC's playthrough of Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase, and the only thing that I know is that I was never able to complete that game. I know I couldn't get past the Egypt stage because I knew I really wanted to get to the final stage because it was the carnival stage, and I thought it was going to be really badass. And you know, it's moderately badass from watching the Cyber Chase playthrough on the JC1424 channel that you should subscribe to right now. Hint, hint, hint hint, this is an unpaid promotion, even though it should be paid. But the point that I'm trying to make is that I never completed that game because of the Egypt stage. But I don't actually remember what happened in the Egypt stage that got me stuck on the game. And watching through it, I don't think it was actually the shadow platforming, because like I played a lot of Crash 1 and Crash 2 back in the day. So, you know, I'm perfectly capable of shadow platforming, like at least back then. Maybe not now. I have definitely been out of shape when it comes to shadow platforming. Barely ever play platform games anymore. There's no platform games these days. You hate to see it, but that thing with the red and green and then disappearing platforms right at the end of the goddamn stage, that's probably what got me, because that would have flown completely over my head as a young. Like, I had no idea of like consequential if-then theories, you know? Is that a giant camel? Was that a camel back there? Is that a camel? I think that's a camel. I don't want to go find out. I kind of want to drive into the. I have a 13-second lead, so I probably could have driven into the camel, but like, The camel is very interesting. I got a 15-second lead, or 11-second lead. 15 was almost accurate. Neat. Anyway. Yes. 275 clutches on that one. A bunch of guys wrecked on that occasion, though. Very cool, very cool. Well, that was just a walkover. There you go. That may as well have been the first one. I guess we'll save the game now that it's been so long since I saved last. Yeah, man. I think I've won every single race so far, which is quite frankly impressive. Usually I suck by now, but nope. Looks like we're just going to be awesome this entire time. I like it. I like this strategy of being awesome at all times. Very cool. Very, very cool. I approve heavily of this turn of events. Oh, the loading screens. Oh, the loading screens. You are the Kicker 125cc Pro National Series League champion. Woo! Everyone's really impressed.
Getting pissed, getting sick. Oh my goodness, great balls of fuck.
So we're gonna go in here.